How we looking? Fresh. Hello, kiddos. I'm taking over Vettage today. My name is Nathan Liu, and I am the creator of Hey I'm Nate, Sparrow's Nest, Twistopia, The Old Project Junimu, Loon2 on Spotify, Loon2 on the Medium blog site, Loon2 on my portfolio site, NL video editing on Fiverr. We're not talking about that today though. What we are going to talk about is the proposal story when I proposed to Shanille Rose. Now, I could go over the relationship between Shanille and I, but she already put out a ton of videos on Vettage covering the entirety of it. So if you don't know about it, that's your fault. Go check it out. First off, let's cover the master plan. I was planning for January 19th to surprise Shanille at an Airbnb that I rented out for the night. I was going to propose to her there, have a photographer take some photos of us, we would go out to dinner, celebrate the night, proposal success. First off, I had to get the ring. When I bought the ring, I bought it in December when I was on winter break. And when I bought it, crisis. In December, I was also dealing with credit card theft. The ring that I was buying had to be bought with a credit card. Now, I was in Tennessee, Shanille was in Arizona. I had ordered my new credit card to come in where I was living in Arizona, so I had to get Shanille to pick up the card that I was going to be buying her ring with. What I told her was that I was just purchasing some stuff and I needed my credit card, but I couldn't. And so I asked her to pick it up, and she did. Crisis averted. When I bought the ring, it said estimated shipping date January 17th. Awesome. I needed to figure out the rest of the stuff for when I was going to propose to her on January 19th. The photographer. There was a proposal photographer that I found that I really wanted to work with, and I was like, hey, this seems like a good time to ask. Hopefully it's not too busy. Crisis. They were busy. I filled out a form, contacted them, and was like, hey, could you take some photos of this proposal? I would really love to work with you. And they said, hey, we would really love to work with you too. We're busy. They were super kind though, super nice. They referred me to another photographer who had a very similar style, and her stuff is incredible. Blue Reverie Photography, I think that's how you say it. She responded back and said that she would love to work with me. Crisis averted. Except a day or two later, I didn't get a response until I got an email saying, hey, was still wondering if you'd like to work with me or not. If not, let me know. There's an expiration date on the offers that I give. I was very confused, so I responded back. Turns out that I was responding back to an automated message system the first time around. So, oops. Luckily, she saw it. We worked out the details. January 19th photography session, all in place. Crisis averted. Except I now needed to figure out the dinner reservation. The dinner reservation was for the 19th. Shanille initially thought that the dinner reservation was for the week before. I got very panicked and thought that I had the wrong date, so I looked back through the emails really quickly, found the reservation, came back to it, saw that it was for the 19th. I told her, crisis averted. Except I needed to figure out the Airbnb situation. So I ended up finding this really nice place that was very high up in Phoenix. The owner was super nice, fantastic place. The only problem was that the directions led it to a very high steep hill. In order to give the proper directions, I had to give a video that the owner sent. But at the end of that video, the owner said,
you simply reverse to the right and go face down. Have a fantastic stay.
I sent those directions to Shanille before I saw the end of that video where she said, enjoy your stay, which is a very odd thing to say if you are trying to surprise someone. So I said that the Airbnb location was the house of a friend of mine, and that was his mom who recorded the video for guests who had visited in the past, and that she sent it to me so that I could send it to Shanille. She bought it. Crisis averted. Except I needed to figure out decorations. There were some decorations I could have gone for, but a lot of them were very big and very flashy, and I didn't know if it was the right vibe because I was looking for something that was more of a letterboard sort of thing. So I was going to buy a letterboard, but crisis, the only letterboards I could find were either really small ones that you could barely see, or they were really large ones that you see in coffee shops and restaurants, and it was like 90 bucks. And then at some point it hit me that I could just look up banners, and the ones that I looked up were not ones that immediately said marry me on it, but it had stencils that I could use. So the stencils I colored in with an acrylic marker, and I spent the day before the proposal just making the banner, drank some coffee, watched some YouTube, had a great morning. It came out great. Crisis averted. Except I also had some other things I had to get done. I had to prep some decorations. I was gonna make her chocolate covered strawberries. So I spent an evening getting some groceries, having it delivered, and Shanille and I had been hanging out that day. She was going home, groceries were coming at that time. Then she said that she forgot her Apple Watch here at the apartment. So she was coming back almost the same time that the grocery driver was gonna get here. Luckily, she beat the driver, so I rushed out with her Apple Watch. I gave it to her. I was like, have a great night. Bye. She left. Grocery person came. I got the strawberries, made chocolate covered strawberries. Crisis averted. Oh yeah. Romance on a budget. I have just washed and dried a bunch of very large strawberries. Melted down some Ghirardelli chocolate, or Ghirardelli, or however you say it. And it's just very aesthetically pleasing. So, thought I'd video it. You can't really see the aesthetic from here without me spilling chocolate all over, so let me see what I can do. Except the ring. So this was actually an earlier problem, but who cares about chronological order at this point? Here's what happened with that. Estimated shipping date was January 17th. For some reason, my brain didn't register that, and it thought estimated delivery date, January 17th. I didn't process that shipping and delivery were different things, so I had to contact the team. And the manager of that team who was working on the ring said, hey, you messaged us about some concerns about the ring not arriving on time. We're here to let you know. January is our busiest month of the year, so there's no guarantee that you're gonna get this on time. But we're going to try to get this to you as quickly as possible. So we're gonna see what we can do, move up the order, all that good stuff. I was very panicked because I was like, no guarantee is not a great guarantee because it's no guarantee at all. However, apparently with them, it is a guarantee. It was supposed to ship out on January 17th. It ended up shipping out on like January 12th. I got it delivered January 13th, which was phenomenal. I wrote a very nice thank you email to them after that because they deserved it. They helped me avert that crisis. Except I didn't know if the ring was the right size or not, but I didn't really have time for that. So now we get to the night right before the proposal. I have the ring, I have the Airbnb set up, everything is in place. Except it occurred to me that in the morning, she said she was gonna go to the gym. Then she was going to go to the Airbnb to pick me up from my friend's house. And I didn't know if there was extra time in her mind and if she was gonna show up in her gym clothes. And I was like, that's probably not good if I propose to her and she's in her gym clothes and I'm all dressed up and I'm surprising her at this nice Airbnb location. Oops. So I was trying to figure out how to confirm that she would be dressed up and ready to go for photos, dinner, proposal, all that. So I told her, hey, are you by any chance going to be dressed up? Because I'm going to be dressed up and me and my friend would love to hang out with you for a few minutes. Once you get here, I want to introduce you to him. And then I was thinking maybe he could take a photo of us. And she was like, photo? Nice. Nothing suspicious about that at all. Crisis averted. Except I got a terrible night's sleep, which wasn't really that big of a crisis. I was just really excited. I woke up though. I downed like entire large mocha, so I was hopped up on caffeine and sugar. Crisis averted. So I got to the Airbnb. The photographer came. I was decorating the place. Everything was coming together, except I did not have a lot of time to decorate. So I was speeding through all of this. I was moving furniture around. I was putting up all the decorations I had, vines, the banner that I forgot to tie together, trying to find a vase to put the roses in that I had bought from the same groceries and all that, putting strawberries in the fridge, trying to put out flower petals and put together some gifts and goodies that I got for her, all that sort of stuff. I was running around for a good maybe 45-ish minutes. Sounds like a lot of time. When you're running around trying to organize everything though, it's not. So I was wearing a suit. I took the coat portion off and just ran around for a good 45 minutes. It was an insane workout, which I guess is a pro. I forgot to wear my Apple Watch though, and it didn't track it, so that's a con. So I got pretty much everything set up. Shanille rolled up to the Airbnb. I said, wait right there, in my text message to her, because I was inside. And I put the coat back on. I put on some music. I told the photographer where to hide. I guess technically she suggested where to hide because she is a professional and I'm not. But I agreed with her. Then I went out and I brought Shanille in. I had her look down at the floor till it was time to look up and be surprised. And at this point, no more crises. The proposal went great. She was very surprised by it. It was a very sweet moment. The photographer took some photos. Here they are. It was a very nice romantic moment. Everything went together well. And that was the greatest chain of different crises that I have had to do problem-solving acrobatics through, but it was all very much worth it. So that was the story from my POV of the couple weeks leading up to Shanille's proposal. Hopefully it didn't sound like I was talking too much about myself, even though the entire video is from my point of view. So to make this a little less about myself, Shanille is a fantastic person, very kind, very compassionate, very caring. If you've seen her videos, this is on her channel. Why wouldn't you see her videos? Anyways, keep watching her videos. They're very high quality, very fun to watch. I grew up watching them, so it is insane to think about the fact that I am engaged to her right now. Wild, wild story. You can see it all in the other videos on Vetted. And now to revert this back to myself, you can check me out on Sparrow's Nest, Hey I'm Nate, Twistopia, and Loon2.com. So thank you so much for watching. Go check out the rest of Vettage, and I will see you probably on my channels and in the next video here. Maybe. You'll see Shanille here on the next video. Anyways, this was a terrible outro. Bye.